Tim Walz has been subpoenaed by the House for COVID fraud. Read us this a little bit.
Yeah, so Tim Walz was hit with a House subpoena for records on a $250 million Minnesota COVID fraud. Basically, what was going on here is they were taking food and not giving it out. The House Education and Workforce Committee subpoenaed the governor Walz on Wednesday for records related to a $250 million COVID-19 relief fraud scheme that occurred on his watch. The Democratic vice presidential nominee was ordered to hand over any documents about the scandal, which involved pandemic relief funds being distributed via the Minnesota Department of Education's administration of Federal Child Nutrition Program. Rather than nourishing hungry children, however, the money funded lavish lifestyles, include cars, real estate holdings as far away as Turkey.
Bury him alive. Alive.
Kendra was an educator during this, and basically what was going on in these states is, due to COVID, the students that were getting free lunches were still able to come to the school to get, lunch to go, food to go, so they could go home and feed. And this, we talked about this on our first episode of In the Hot Seat. This dude is a piece of trash. I have no doubt that he's involved in this, that money went back into his pocket, into his administration pockets in Minnesota, and anybody that would take money away from a starving child is just a piece of trash.
Well, first of all, comment in the chat right now. I want to see the chat blow up. Do you believe, keep Dumbo's face on the thing here. Do you believe that this piece of human garbage was behind this, responsible for this, and lined his own pockets with this? Comment yes or no in the comment section now. And if not him, his donors.
For real. And as Kendra just said, it was literally breakfast and lunches every day. They would pull up, the faculty would come out, hand them breakfast, hand them lunch, and they would drive off. This is horrible.
We already know that one of the major issues of COVID when they shut the schools down was, unfortunately, in America, a lot of children's only refuge from their abusive homes is school. Mm-hmm. And so one, we know that the trauma that was put on our children during the COVID lockdowns, one, of being forced to stay in their abusive homes constantly, but also the children that come from poor families and poor tax bracket income families. This to use, again, anything with kids, I'm out. To use the veil of, we're trying to feed kids, so we need $250 million, and then none of that goes to the children, and they're driving Maseratis around and all this other kind of stuff. I say bury them just like the Wicked Witch is the West or the East? Which one's the bad one?
Wicked West.
Somebody help me out. Which one's the bad one?
We were thinking.
Okay, either way, drop the house on him and roll his legs up just like in the movie. Like, be done with this guy.
We shouldn't be surprised. I mean, we already saw that he lied about his record, his military record, his stolen valor.
Bro, this dude's lied about everything, man.
We saw that he let his city burn in Minnesota. I mean, come on. I mean, why are
it's always money. It's always
money. It is. And I'm telling you, there was a lot of people, a lot of garbage individuals that made millions of dollars off this COVID relief fraud.
Absolutely.
Do me a favor real quick. You want to know the toll of demonic activity within your soul? Royce, Google Keanu Reeves, Tim Walz. Just trust me on this. Let's see how fast you can get it. Keanu Reeves, Tim Walz. Google it. I need an image. Google it. I need an image. Just hang on. I'm going to show you something here. All right. Just Keanu Reeves, Tim Walz. Just that one on the left's fine. Okay. Let's blow that up. All right. This is the, can we make that bigger?
Oh, my bad. Yep. It switched screens. So
this is the problem with selling your soul. Keanu Reeves is actually 150 days older than Tim Walz.
Wow.
That's what selling your soul will do to you. Keanu Reeves is older than Tim Walz.
Wow.
I found that interesting the other day.
Mm.
Because it was Keanu's birthday the other day. Shout out Keanu Reeves, one of the nicest guys in Hollywood.
Man, I thought you was fixing to break my heart again.
No. I've heard nothing but good things about Keanu. But this is my point. This is what happens when you sell your soul to the devil and you have evil in your heart every single day. You age like this. Okay? Keanu Reeves is, in fact, older than Tim Walz. And Tim Walz looks like he's the grandfather of Keanu Reeves at this point. All right. Okay, let's move on a little bit. So this was something shocking yesterday. This viral photo of Walz's for Trump. And a lot of people were saying, oh, this photo is fake and all this. And so shout out to Jack Posobiec. Jack Posobiec actually got the phone number to some of these people. And I don't know if we can look up Jack's Twitter real quick.
Yeah, I can find it.
Because he has screenshots of text messages with the family. Basically, their grandfathers are brothers or something like that is how they're related. So they're cousins, I guess, is who this is. To Tim Walz, and his family is coming out and say, screw that guy. Mm-hmm. We can't stand him. If you can't find it right away, it's not a big deal.
Well, and his brother too.
Yeah, his brother absolutely can't stand him. Anyway, okay, all right. Can you not find it?
I'm looking through his page. I'm trying to find it.
No big deal. But here's when the best part was Donald Trump actually had to. Oh, you found it. Okay. Here is a text interaction between Jack Posobiec and one of the family members. Our spokesperson, Brandy Preston, is this, that the family will not be doing interviews, but they did say shortly after Governor Tim Walz was named Democrat Party vice presidential nominee, our family had a get-together. We had T-shirts made to show support for President Trump and J.D. Vance and took a group picture. That photo was shared with friends, and when we were asked for permission to post the picture, we agreed. The picture is real. The shirts are real. We are Nebraska Walz family, which is where Tim Walz is originally from. And we are related to Governor Tim Walz. Our grandfathers were brothers. The message on the shirt speaks for itself. Nebraska Walz is for Trump. So even his entire family hates him. Okay? His entire family hates him. All right? And then President Trump chimes in, as he always does, with the dagger. Thank you very much, Jeff. It is a great... Thank you very much, Jeff. It is a great honor to have your endorsement. Look forward to meeting you soon. I know for a fact from the Trump campaign that they are actively recruiting members of the Walz family to go on the campaign trail and just, stick it to arguably one of the worst VP picks of all time.
Well, Todd, yesterday on your show, you said something about that through thick and thin, your family would stick by you.
Yeah, man. Like,
obviously, the Walz family is not. Mm-hmm. I mean, you guys all know that my family is very left, very liberal. But I don't think they would do something like this to me. If I was running for office, I don't think they'd come out and like,
screw Antonio,
Tony, blah, blah, blah. Because I mean, when all is said and done, we're family. They love me. I love them. I mean, they have their views. I don't agree with their views. I respect what their views are, but I don't agree with them. But I don't think they'd come out and throw this on the internet and say, screw Tony, because he's a you know what.
This is a lifetime of you being a piece of human garbage.
100%. And I mean, this is bad. Don't get me wrong.
It's horrible.
Cousins from another state that you never hang out with is one thing. But when your own brother comes out and says, hey, this is not the guy you want making decisions for the country. Wow.
So speaking of his brother, here are some of those comments that his own brother has made. If you think awesome. Tim Walz is a devil, comment yes or no in the chats right now. So this is Jeff Walz, the brother of Tim Walz. He says, haven't spoken to him in 8 years. I'm 100% opposed to all his ideology. My family wasn't given any notice that he was selected and denied security the days after. So in other words, what happened to Tim Walz? If Tim Walz's entire family seems to be Republican, why is Tim Walz a Democrat? And why did Tim Walz move to Minnesota to become the governor of Minnesota? Could it perhaps be that he sold his soul? Let's look a little further here. Jeff Walz says, I've thought hard about doing something like that. to get on stage with president and endorse him. I'm torn between that and just keeping my family out of it. The stories I could tell, not the type of character you want making decisions about your future.
Please tell the stories.
Again, here's my thing. Tim Walz is from Nebraska. Obviously, all or the majority of Tim Walz's family is Republican and pro Donald Trump. So what happened to Tim Walz coming from an all Republican family? The family is still hardcore Republican, Trump, MAGA all the way. 8 years ago, he cuts off communication from his own brother, hadn't spoken to in 8 years, but he moves to Minnesota and becomes the Democrat governor of Minnesota, arguably the worst one they've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Could that be bought and paid for type stuff? Selling of your soul, people. I'm trying to tell you, it's a real thing. They do it all the
Nobody knows you like your brother. Just saying.